Hello, my name is Emery Kidd,
And my name is William Allen.
and we're your UniServe Directors for District 12 with the Alabama Education Association. This video is dedicated towards our association reps and understanding your roles and responsibility within the organization. But first, we got a couple of important dates.
Yes, and we also want to make sure that we acknowledge those that want to, learn more information about being an association representative. First date we have is April 23rd. Is AEA Day at the Capitol. We are looking to have representation on each level of education worker in representation there. We will be carpooling you guys. Hopefully, we can get enough representation that you guys can even carpool as well. We want to have as many of you guys there because that day is all about you. It's all about us. It's all about we.
Yes, so if you have some personal leave, please take that day and join us at the Capitol. We're working right now to see if we can have a number of you all excused from work for professional development. The second date is our AR training, which will be held at the Botanical Gardens on May the 21st. This is a great opportunity for you to learn more about your role, learn more about the laws that dictate your school district and the state of Alabama. Also pertinent information towards recruiting and our initiatives within the organization. So please put that date on your calendar, May the 21st. We will not be inviting every single person, but we are looking to have a good representation from every single work site within the District 12. And we're also joining with District 28. So it's going to be a grand affair at the Botanical Gardens on May the 21st. Well, let's get into it. An AR representative stands for an association representative. These are site level people who serve basically as a communicator between the worksite members and the association governance. So you are the first line of defense when people may have questions about the organization. You will be the number one person to recruit at your building, as you know who's new in that building and who's not. You'll also be able to keep up with the existing membership to make sure that everyone knows about the benefits of the AEA. You have a very important role, as UniServe directors can't be everywhere at the same time. You will be there on a consistent basis, making sure that people are informed about what's happening in the organization and pertinent things that are happening at the district level out of board meetings and work sessions.
Quick breakdown of what being an AR rep consists of. It consists of being a leader, an organizer, a communicator, an election coordinator, a mediator, recruiter, and advocate. It's not, we don't want to shy away from thinking that that's not a big responsibility. We need you guys in the building. We, like as Emery said, we can't be everywhere at the same time, but we can have a representation in schools all at the same time. We as a leader, we look to you guys to, corral everybody, keep everybody in the loop with things that are changing within the education system, which we obviously would keep you guys in the loop on. Recruiting would be another huge pinnacle of that as well, whether that is somebody who's a part of another organization or if it's somebody that's new coming into the school system and does not know that we are here to help them. Advocating for each other, within the school system, as a lot of things are changing in the climate now, and we definitely are here for you guys. We want to give you the opportunity to be here for each other as well.
Awesome. I would like to reiterate the recruiting piece. Today, when we're recording this video, is actually April the 1st, 2025, which is the first day of our open enrollment for people who may be members of other organizations. So this is a great opportunity for you to go to those people and let them know that, hey, if you would like to switch over to the AEA, you can do so now. We will sign you up. The dues will not come out until next September, which gives you enough time to drop the other organization. Just for your reference, you have until September the 15th to drop the dues of other organizations from the beginning of the school year. So this is a prime time for you all to get to work and let people know in other organizations that we are here. We're the only ones at the State House actually fighting and changing the laws to benefit the education employees, and the only one that's getting major substantial change at the local level. All right. So this is basically a breakdown. This page is all actually taken from a AR rep manual that we have. We will have these as we come out to your school. But this basically breaks down the membership structure within the organization. Of course, every local association has its own president. It also has its own elected board that will consist of your vice, your treasurer, your secretary, along with regular meetings. Next, you've got a membership chairperson, a membership committee, and the association reps and others. That's where you come in, which is a very important role. We know that every association rep is important because we actually look to have one AR rep for every 10 members. And unfortunately, we've got some cases where there may only be one or two reps for an entire school. So this is great for you all to go out and let people know that, hey, we need more representation so that we can have more eyes and ears in case things may be brewing. We need to know. So you all serve as a critical link to letting us know those different things.
Right. So on this page, it's a breakdown of the goals that we have, the objectives, and of course setting those targets to help us achieve those goals and objectives. Um, Obviously, we want to maintain the current members. That is number one priority. We always want to make them feel like they are advocated for. Um, I always want to make them feel like they are supported with anything that that can occur within the workplace. Um, we assume that role, but as does the AR rep in that school, in the given school, and to uh,
I'll jump in right there just to kind of reiterate something. Um, we two UniServe directors are responsible for about 6 school districts and some community colleges. And so we can't be everywhere at the same time. So it is vital that we have AR reps that may be able to step in and mediate on different things. It may be a level 1 grievance. It may be an issue of some issues at the school where people aren't being treated fairly. We need people who are respected that could have the conversation with the administration just to let them know that we need to change some things or to bring awareness to certain issues. So it's not always the UniServe director's place to step in on certain things that could be handled at the site level. Believe me, the administrators really appreciate when that happens because it seems as if when we come into the mix, it begins to get a little more elevated. And so if we can handle things early on at the site level, that's how we would like to have it. Of course, we would still like to hear about what's going on, but it's not always appropriate that you would bring in the UniServe director because it does indicate that this is a much bigger issue.
Right, and I think an obvious misconception that can occur is that the AR position is somewhat of a delegated position. And while there is an air of that, this is more so like an inclusion. We want you guys to be and feel more hands-on within this organization.
Yes. Also, obviously, our objectives are always to maintain and to recruit potential members. And a potential member is basically anyone that is paid directly from the school district. If you are paid directly from the school district, you can join. The only exception would be board members. Obviously, they are at the top, and we only represent from the ground up. So we can't represent them because there's no one above them.
Right.
But if you are a custodian, if you are a long-term sub, as long as you are paid directly from the school district, you can join. Just as a note of clarity, when you come across long-term subs that are paid from the school district, it's only $50 a year for them to join. And obviously, all support staff is about half as much as the active dues. And active would be all certified personnel. All right. And there's a big thing at the bottom of that page there. The main reason people do not join is because they are not asked. That is very true. We try very hard at the beginning of the school year to speak at all of the new teacher orientations or institutes, but we know that people get hired on sporadically throughout the year. So in those instances, if you see someone new in your building, make sure they know that you are a resource, and they don't have to wait on the UniServe directors to sign them up. They can join at any time from their cell phone by going to myaea.org. That again is myaea.org, and you can join straight from your cell phone at any time. There is no wrong time to join or a blackout period. You can join at any time, but make sure that if you're a member of another organization, that you join our early enrollment so that you don't have two dues coming out. We do have people who have two dues coming out, which is fine, but I know that may not be the case for everyone. All right. Now this page here kind of goes into the membership recruiter, and the book can really go into detail, and you can feel free to stop this video at this time and read this page. But I want us to bring attention to the two red places. Number one, the membership recruiter asks prospects to join and for their commitment to the association. That's very important. As I've mentioned before, your commitment and your active involvement it empowers us as we have conversations with your district leadership and the state governance to let them know what the true issues are going on your work site. Because ultimately, your work environment is our kids' learning environment. Therefore, we want you very happy. The second piece is the recruiter's most important job is to make contact with and to get to know the potential member. So do not expect people just to join because they like Mr. Allen or like Mr. Kidd. No. They need to know what we're doing. They need to know that they can trust someone in their building, someone they can confide in, someone that's trustworthy, that will be able to work with them to have different issues resolved. And believe me, issues can come in many different shapes, forms, and sizes, and not every issue would reach a certain magnitude of maybe having the whole local association to jump behind, but it still is important to that member. So they need to have a communication with someone trusted in that building, and that's where you step in.
Right.
All right, you want to go through 7 steps?
All right. So 7 steps to develop a successful local strategy. You got to organize. You got to analyze. You got to assign. You got to let the recruiter know any and everything. That there are many ways to recruit a non-member. Okay, we've got to plan a strategy. Got to get closure, and individuals must be in charge.
Awesome. So I want to just bring light to the analyze piece. It's very important that you reach out to us if you're unsure of who the members are in your building. We could very fast, send you a spreadsheet of who those members are. Therefore, you can go to your secretary and just ask for a general roster of the school. And then you can obviously be able to organize on how are we going to reach those non-members. Now you know who they are and who we need to talk to, because there is power in numbers. And then also you can assign the AR reps to certain people in the building. And we're going to leave that up to you all. You all may want a subject area. We're going to have an AR for, this subject area. Or this floor of the school, we've got 2 AR reps to cover every 10 members. But ultimately, we want to have at least 1 AR rep for every 10 members. All right. The main Three places where you would think to make sure that we recruit would be obviously new employees. This is a common misconception. If a person was a member in a different school district, they may think their membership follows them. That is not the case. Anytime you switch to a new school district, you must rejoin AEA. The worst thing in the world is for a person to need help thinking that they're a member and they're not. And unfortunately, our lawyers are paid for by the National Education Association, and it's their policy that you must be a paying member prior to the event happening before they issue you an attorney. So it's very important that you see any new employees, you verify that they have rejoined in the district.
Um, another key sign to when to recruit is employees that are already on payroll. Um, Unfortunately, in some school systems, there are few people that do not join the association. They have found a reason that makes them uncomfortable, and that's also where you can step in. They've got to you familiarizing yourself with them, as well as with the organization, can kind of help bridge that gap and build and instill some comfort within them that we are advocating for them and doing everything that we can to keep them supported, because as I said earlier, you just never know what can happen. And you're not a member before something if you're not a member before something happens, we won't be able to step in and help you the way that we can.
Yes. So a lot of times those people may not know about all the wins that we've had with the association. They may not know about the constant pay raises we negotiate with the state legislature every single year historically. Since I've been on about 4 or 5 years. I'm not sure of how that's going to look this year. Everybody's crying broke, but we always try to negotiate something. They may not know about the paid parental leave that we have just got passed by the House and the Senate. They may not know about workers' comp that we're trying to get, or in Bessemer and in Birmingham, we've got in the past concurrent pay. Those things are unheard of around the state, and they are unique, and they need to know about all of the different wins that we organize on a daily basis. And the last piece is any employee that's about to retire. Some people may not know that we have an entire retiree division that works hand in hand with PHIP and TRS to make sure that those living expenses in retirement don't creep up on them. We're constantly fighting to make sure that our retirees get a cost of living adjustment. It's been 19 years since there's been a cost of living adjustment, so this is a constant issue that we are staying on our legislators' necks about to make sure that our retirees are properly compensated and are able to have purchasing power in the future. Um, and lastly, the last little piece, and there's a lot more of these scenarios in the book, would be, some common things that people may have questions about. And we're going to talk about a couple of those right now.
Emery, what would you say is the number one thing that potential members are wary about when it comes to becoming a member?
Um, I would say there's two. There's the price, and people need to know why you are paying these dues. And if you look at the bottom of the page there on the right hand side, it clearly states dues are not that expensive. If you really think about the percentage raises that we get at the state level, they more than pay for our dues. That's one piece. The second piece is that you may not know that you can write these dues off on your taxes. So we are the professional association for the state of Alabama when it comes to education employees. So it's actually all tax deductible. And the livelihood of the organization is based in dues. If we do not have the dues, we cannot do the lobbying work, not only here locally, but at the state level. So you need to know that there's a lot more to this. You also are actually paying into the National Education Association, which is constantly fighting at the federal level. And I'm sure if you've been keeping up with current politics, It's needed at every single level that we have the power to lobby on behalf of our membership. The second piece that I would say it would be the negative and false information that is coming from other organizations. For some reason, some other organizations are claiming that we represent administrators exclusively, which is the furthest from the truth. It's just not true at all. Our organization works from the bottom up. That means if you are a bus driver and you have a problem with an assistant principal, you'll never walk into a meeting and see that assistant principal with AEA representatives representing them and somebody representing you. It doesn't work like that. I get calls all the time from administrators. Hey, I got this going on. And it may be somebody coming from another organization. But unfortunately, if it's not dealing with someone above you and it's dealing with a subordinate, we do not provide representation when it's dealing with a subordinate. So once again, we only represent from the ground up, and we need you to make sure that people understand that this is the case for AEA. We do not represent from the top down. We only represent from the ground up.
And just to kind of touch on that as well, another misconception is, okay, if you guys represent, if we represent from the ground up, what happens if I've got a concern? I'm near the ground, and you're dealing with someone from the top is also needs that kind of representation, or if it's a situation where we're kind of like at odds with each other. A misconception can be, well, we're going to side. They're probably going to side with administration, the higher up. That is not the case at all. When it comes to us and other organizations, something like that, just like anything with an opposing force, it's going to be a lot of headbutting. With us, if we're representing both of you, we are wanting a peaceful resolve for everybody. You, the other party, and us all, so we can walk away from the situation and feel that it's a peaceful resolution. There's no kind of, high intense battle when it's a matter of AEA representing someone in administration and someone on a lower level. That's never the case.
Okay, so to recap, we only represent from the ground up. It does not matter if that person is a member or not. Mr. Allen was basically saying that even if that person is a member, we're here to find a solution, not to stir up more trouble for you on the job. We don't work for your school districts. Why in the world would we want to come in and create a hostile work environment for you? We want to find a solution so that we can go on as life has it to be without any problems there on your job. If we need a fight, we will do that. No problem. That's not an issue for us. But we found that by working with administration to find solutions, we usually have a much better outcome in the end.
Yes.
All right. And this one, the third one down, is one that I want to bring a little light to. Why should I join? I will get all the salary benefits anyway. That may be the case. We're out here doing the work, but if you think about it, you're riding a coattail on a lot of people who are working very hard for you, and we need your input. We need you to tell us what's going on your worksite. We need you to let us know when there's irregularities in job responsibilities, if you're feeling harassed or anything like that. And ultimately, if you need real representation from allegations, unfair hiring practices, or firing terminations, we are here to support you. And we will not be able to give you that support without your membership. And the last thing that we want to get on would be some successful tips that have just been tried and true. Always try to have a membership application with you. In our case, since you can join online, we want you to get a membership guide. And we usually always have those membership guides when we're at your schools. If you need membership guides, please just reach out to us, send us an email, and we'll make sure we drop those off to you at the school, so that you can go through and read about all the different benefits of the organization, so that when you're talking to prospective members, you're able to let them know all of the benefits. Also, make sure you get to know members prior to just asking them to join the organization. You'll be surprised on how many people might have attended your same university or grew up in your same neighborhood or have the same interests, musical interests. You just never know about all the different ways that you all may be connected. So get to know a member prior to just asking them for the joining. You want to go over some avoiding?
Yeah, so one of the big things we want to avoid knocking competing organizations. When we do that, we bring attention away from our purpose and what we're here to do. Um, we never want to beg for membership as well. We definitely, with that being said, we don't want to give up after one try. Now, with that, um, there are other ways that we can kind of train and get you guys accustomed to, as far as different tactics that are not misleading, but are all welcoming. But we never want to, pressure anybody into the organization. It's everybody free will to make the decision on their own of whether they want to join. But we do want to make sure that we are reiterating all the benefits upon joining, coming a part of this great organization. It's a great association.
And the last one there, confronting a group of non-joiners about membership. Talk individually. That's a huge one. I've seen personally people who, for whatever reason, has a problem with the organization and they will openly try to discourage their colleagues from joining. It's much better to have a conversation about the truths of the organization with an individual in a private setting than trying to get a whole group of people around, because you will have those forces that try to persuade people to other organization, the other way. All right, and the rest of the book, I'll kind of go through these so that you can just stop and read them at your own time. This page is great for responses of very common questions.
This is just a continuation of the different scenarios that you can come up against, and so that you know how to handle them properly and not feel like in a panic of, oh well, they've got me here. No, we've got you covered.
Yeah, so make sure you take time to read these different scenarios so that you would have very good responses for very common questions. And before we end, I want us to pay attention to this last little bit, the bottom part of this page here. And these are some very common tips that have proven to be very productive when it comes to membership, recruitment, and maintaining current membership. Always make copies of things that come out either from the district or from your site, so that as questions arise, you do have it in black and white, so that you can be a resource that people feel comfortable going to. Also, distributing the meeting notices. So, as your local association has meetings, making sure that the 10 people that you are responsible for, they know when the meeting is, what time the meeting is going to be, and let them know that if you have a concern, there will be a new business section there that you can have the floor to voice your concern. So they do have a way to become an active member in the organization. Another thing is that we're the only organization that has awesome professional development. Matter of fact, this weekend we've got our PR and R training. That's professional rights and responsibilities in Montgomery, Alabama, where most of the sessions will be taught by attorneys. So you can hear directly from our legal experts on the state of different issues and what the current law is concerning just about anything that you can think of. So you have to be an active member, as in going to the um, local association meetings if you want those maybe fees for the conferences or hotel rooms paid for. You would have to attend those local meetings to get that done. You can still attend on your own dime, no questions asked. That's not an issue. But if you would like for your local association to pay for it, you would have to go to those meetings, and you would be able to let people know when those meetings are going on.
And also, I just want to add one that's sticking out to me: compiling a survey. Um, while there is open communication, amongst you and the members that you represent at your school, there are some. There may be certain topics that everybody's not outright comfortable with talking about. You can compile a survey, keep it anonymous, so that you're all the way in the loop with your members, and able to address any concerns or worries that they may have.
Awesome. So last thing, food always goes over well.
Yes.
All right. So these are some tasks and timetables that are already outlined for you all to kind of keep a guide on what should I be doing this month. We've already kind of laid those things out for you. And these are some great monthly ideas for you all. Such as participating in the Read Across America that we just had in March. So all these things are outlined. This is a great way to bring good press to your local association. All right, and this is a breakdown of the different categories of membership. All right, active members are anyone who are certified personnel, any certified jobs through the State Department of Education, Alabama State Department of Education. ESPs stand for Education Support Professionals. Those are all people in classified positions that are not certified. All right, and that could be anybody from lunchroom workers, bus drivers, mechanics, custodians, teachers, aides, school office personnel, and licensed practice LPNs. All right, RNs, registered nurses, are active members. Next, we've got our retirees, which they have their own local associations. They have great conferences and great networking opportunities also. Next, we've got students. You can join as a student. And so this is great coverage for you when you're doing your internships, so that in case something happens on the job, you're able to step up and have some legal representation. An associate would be a person that's not really hired through the school district, but would still like to join. In those cases, your name would come across the AEA board for a vote for membership. Next, we've got a substitute, and that once again is any person who is a substitute that's hired through the school district. You cannot be with a third party or an outside party. You have to get your check directly from the school district. And as I mentioned before, dues for substitutes are only $50 for the entire year. And your part-time active and part-time education support professionals, they can also join.
All right. We've got on this last page here frequently requested contact info. We've got our headquarters. We've got the Alabama State Department of Education. Any NEA member benefits. We've got the Alabama Education Retirees Association, the Alabama Legislature and House Senate. I know that's like was a big thing of question previously in the packet. The Alabama Governor's Office and the Retirement Systems of Alabama.
And I would also, all the way to the right, in the black, Collateral Educator Benefits. This is the organization that works exclusively with educators to find the cheapest rates on common things such as long-term care, vision insurance, different things that you may opt into with your district, You may actually find it much cheaper using the collateral benefit services, and there's contact information there. Also, your PPO, your Blue Cross Blue Shield, and many other things. Social Security Administration, just a great wealth of knowledge there for you. So, all of these are taken from our AR Rep manual. We will have these manuals as we come out to your schools. So, if you would like to serve in this role, we will have one of those for you. Also, on the back of that manual, you will have all the information, a QR code that you can scan in case someone wants to join, or that website I told you about, myaea.org/join. And you can also text this number here. Also, some contact information at the bottom too. So this is an absolutely wonderful manual. You can always go back through this video if you want to read. If you don't have a copy or can't get a copy of this, just watch this video at any time. And if you know of anyone that would like to serve in this role, please have them join. So with that being said, now that you've finished this video, if you are willing to serve as an association rep, which it does have some great benefits in the fact that you will be invited to things that the normal membership will not be invited to, we need you to send us an email address. And I'll make sure to put this down in the description of this video. But my email address is EMERYK. That again is EMERYK@alaedu.org. And you could just send me a quick message saying that I reviewed the video and I would like to join as an AR rep at my school or my work site. By letting me know that, I will add you to our roster. You will automatically be put in on the list for the AR training, and we will be sending out the final confirmation if your name was chosen probably at the beginning of May, so that you can already go ahead and have that date blocked off. We know for a fact that in the past, our superintendents have given you that AR training day as a PD day, so it will not count against you. You won't have to take any leave or anything like that. So that automatically puts you there. And more than anything, we need you to get to work. Right now, we are in open enrollment for any other people of any other organizations that want to switch over to us. Have them reach out, or you go ahead and just send me an email letting me know that I need to come out and bring that paperwork. Now, I have to caution you that if a person wants to switch from another organization, do not have them just go on the website and sign up. If they go and sign up, then the dues will automatically be deducted. All right. If they want time to stop the dues from another organization, please send us an email and we will come out and have you fill out a manual form so that our membership department can put you in at a later date, but you still will get the representation from Mr. Allen and I. All right. So we just really appreciate you all listening. We're looking forward to working with you all in the future. And if you have any questions or concerns, all of our contact information will be in the description below. Thank you, and thank you for your service.
All right. Until next time.